Okay, I'm going to go two places with this story. One, this is why I do not believe in holidays, nor do I believe in celebrating them. I believe if you're going to get someone a gift, you get someone a gift any time of the year. You don't need a specific time of year to get someone a gift. The second place that I'm going to take it is, why does it always seem that it doesn't always seem. It always is that the mainstream media always tends to use single black women as kind of like a sympathy attempt at pushing their story. As you can see, it's through the Washington Post, but it's on MSN.com. Now, I read through this article really quick, and it's disturbing. This woman says that they're on the verge of being evicted, but that's not the primary concern. Her primary concern is that her children have toys to open up under the Christmas tree. Now, by the looks of it, it doesn't look too bad. You know, you see, and I don't even know if this is the woman in question, but the way the story flows, it makes it seem like it is. So I'm just going to take it for what it is from reading it. Now, when you read further down, it said that she is a mother of 6, 5 boys, 1 girl. And then it goes into it, and I'm going to put the link in the description so anyone who's interested in reading it can go read it, and maybe they'll feel differently than I do, but I just feel a certain way about this story. And it goes to highlight the irresponsibility of single mothers. Now, here's the situation. I'm a father of 2. I'm married. We have 2 children. We have 2 boys. And one of the most important things that I try to make sure, and I even speak with my wife about, is that we provide a quality of life for our boys that is comparable or better than the lives that we had as growing up as children. Now, if you're almost about to be evicted, wouldn't a greater present be that you have a home for your 6 children? Not that you get them PlayStations and video games, and one of the older boys wants brand new clothes. I remember being a little boy, and when I used to believe in holidays and stuff like that, there were times when my mother told me, look, you can either have a gift or you can have a roof over your head. Those were the options. And I said, you know what? I pretty much like being warm, and I pretty much like having lights and heat and electricity and all this, and gas and all this other great stuff that kind of makes life a little bit less difficult. And so I settled for lesser presents, and I was able to stay in a home and keep a roof over. And my mom kept a roof, and my grandma kept a roof over my head. Now, if you read the story, it goes on a little bit further, and it talks about they get requests from all manners of people, and some of them are kind of ridiculous. There's one in there that says she's a stay-at-home mom of 4, but needs help for presents. What? Only in a feministic world can this even slide under the radar. If a man was to ever say, I'm a stay-at-home dad and I need help getting my kids Christmas presents, people would look at that man and be like, you need to get your ass up out there and find a job or do something for money. Not just going to give you nothing. But yet we're told that we have to treat women equally. But yet when it comes to dealing with the rough bumps and scrapes and bruises of being a man, and having the expectation of you always have to provide, even if you're physically not able to provide. But this never applies to women and them being single moms. My question is, how did this hairstylist, a mother of 6, get 6 children? Well, come on. We all know how that happens, right? We all know how children get here. I know how my 2 boys got here. So at what point was it that the hair game was just popping and the money was just endless, and all of a sudden now people aren't getting their hair done like they used to? It's possible. It's possible. But why is it that you are a single mom of 6 and you are about to be evicted and your greatest concern is not keeping a roof over your children's head, but making sure that they have gifts? And this leads me into my other path that I was going down. This is why black people need to really boycott and disassociate themselves with holidays. Whether it's Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Valentine's Day, any holiday that you have to go out and spend money to feel like an American, or whatever your rationale is. This is why black folks, we need to just not even partake in any holidays that requires us to spend money to make other people happy. We need to, first of all, we need to learn to love one another so that we can have some type of unity, some type of community, and some type of accountability. Because there's no way in hell that a single father of 6 would have enlisted any type of sympathy, even though the story said they get requests from all manners of people, even single fathers or widowed fathers, widow wives, and all that other great stuff. Here's why I went down 2 paths, or why I'm going down 2 paths. Is because in the black community, we have a high statistic of black women being single mothers. Not being single mothers due to being widows, but just being single and then conceiving and becoming a mother. This is the problem. Before I had my first child, I could get up, do whatever I wanted to. Me and my wife talk about this sometimes. We're like, what made us want us to have kids? We could go on vacation anytime we wanted. We could take naps during the day if we were tired. We could go out to eat anytime we wanted. Now that we have 2 little boys, we have to pay for daycare, we have to pay for babysitters, we have to pay for school, we have to pay for clothing. It's expensive to have children. Why would you then have multiple children if you knew that your money was limited? And see, this is why I just despise this ability of being a single mother. This notion of being a single mother, and that it's such great things associated with it. Because we often try to focus on the few, the proud, the chosen, that were able to survive their childhood with numerous siblings by numerous different men and become something in life. We like to champion that. We like to harken back to the likings of Derrick Rose and Kevin Durant, and even now with the whole George Karl book coming out with talking crap up against Melo and Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin was offended because George Karl said he had all that money and then no dad in sight. At what point, and I'm not saying George Karl was in his right to say it, he was not. But at what point do we actually begin to say as a black community that this shit is fucking it up? It's fucking up the black community. It's fucked up that children have to become athletes, entertainers, or some type of mega professional in order to pull themselves up out of poverty. Because of the decisions of the 2 people who decided to get together and create a baby, and one of them making a decision to bring a baby into a world where they knew they didn't have the economic backing to be able to fund the birth of a child. Now, I posted a video prior of me getting into a conflict with a black woman who felt it wasn't her need or duty to protect herself sexually from contracting kids or STDs. Now, I tell you this much, and I'm going to end it here. When I lost my job back in 2012, I was laid off. Me and my wife were scheduled to get married. We got married. We had plans on right after we got married, we were going to have children. You know what happened after I lost my job and right after we got married in 2012? We didn't have children. When I got a job where I knew I could afford a child, we had our firstborn later in 2013. At what point do we have, should we, and should it be able to be critical of, that we hold these women accountable for their poor decisions? And we should, and the government should stop rewarding them. And that's where I hope Donald Trump signs an executive order to put an end to child support, because this is some bull crap. Again, I'll put the link in the description so that you can come to this article and then you can read it for yourself, see that I'm not lying, and that the fact that she said she just wanted, even though they're being evicted, she just wanted her kids to have some gifts underneath the tree. Let me see if I can find it. I'm a mother of 6, 5 boys, 1 girl, and her name is Taishika Britton. Yeah, this is the most telling. Then, in a single paragraph, she laid out her family would soon be evicted from their Maryland home, how she has yet to buy a tree or gifts, how this was the first time she might not be able to give her children a Christmas. Then, in a single paragraph, she laid out how her family would soon be evicted from their Maryland home, how she had yet to buy a tree or gifts, how this was the first time she might not be able to give her children a Christmas. Ma'am, Taishika, whoever you are, I think giving your children a roof over their head is way better than some damn tree and some damn gifts. That's the greatest gift you can give your children, your 5 boys and 1 girl.